True Media. Was good with the family. Hope everybody doing well and feeling well. I was requested to speak on when you grieving. Why don't it feel like family is there for you? Why don't it feel like friends and associates is there for you? You know, sometimes people hate can be so deep towards you that even when you grieving, or even when you lost a loved one, or even when you going through your worst, people will still make it up in themselves to go out their way to put you down, to go out their way to make matters even worse and talk about you while you down. See, you would think that family and certain friends or associates will put their hands around you and show you some emotional support when you're going through grieving stages and when you're going through a loss of a loved one. But sometimes people hate be so deep towards you. Even when you in need of emotional support, they still look at you like an enemy. They still look at you with some kind of resistance and despise you. And see, the reason why people look at you like this and treat you like this is because you don't understand that these people is influenced by demons to treat you like this. I can go back to a time to where I lost a loved one in my family. And, you know, I was heavily grieving around that time. You dig what I'm talking about? And I only had but a handful of people that was telling me to keep my head up and to keep going. You feel me? Everybody else was just looking at me like, and I say that to say this: everybody not gonna have your support, or you're not gonna have the support of people when it comes to things like that, because sometimes people have a strong hate towards you and they love to see you grieving. Some people, believe it or not, they love to see when you at your worst. Some people, believe it or not, they love to see when you in a divorce court. Some people, believe it or not, they love to see when you got to bury one of your loved ones and when you got to sit up there and figure out how you gonna gather your thoughts to continue to move forward with your life. Some people love to see you at your worst. They love to see you hurt. And that's why people don't put their arms around you like they supposed to when you in your grieving state, or after you lose a loved one. Because some people, they love to see when you down. They love to see that shit. I had to learn and understand that. Everybody is not to be counted on for emotional support. Everybody is not to be counted on for emotional support. That's why I tell y'all to make sure y'all have a good relationship with God. Have a good connection in the relationship with the Most High, because you only gonna have a handful of people in this life that really love you and that's really gonna be there for you if something really happened. And you're gonna know that they there for you and you're gonna feel their presence. But everybody else, they not gonna care when you grieving. They not gonna care when you at your worst. In fact, they wanna see you down. That's when they really can talk about you. That's when they really can, gossip about you. That's when they really can pick at you, when they see you down. Man, there's been times where I felt like ain't nobody on the planet was there for me but my mama. Straight up. It's been times where I felt like everybody was against me. You know what I mean? And I had a right to feel like that because, that was the only person that showed me that I can count on her when the going really get tough. Everybody else kind of gave me the middle finger and was like, bro, figure it out. And that's why I kind of stick to myself right now today, because I understand family and friends can be some of the most evil people. They would torment you. They would gossip about you. They would talk about you. They would neglect you in a time of need, when you really need them. They don't know how to put away their differences. They don't know how to put away their opinions. They don't know how to put away their hard feelings towards you, even when you grieving, even when you going through your worst, or when you at your worst. And so most time in life, what I learned and I understand is family really can't be counted on like that. Especially when in a time of need, you only gonna have a handful of people who you can really go to and who you can count on when you really need it. That's in your family. You gonna really you'll be lucky if you have a couple friends out your life who you can count on when you really need them the most. Because for most people, they ain't got that. And family and certain friends who come around smiling in your face, certain family members, they be some of the most evil people you can ever meet. They be some of your biggest critics, your biggest haters, and they be the people sometimes who want to see you at your worst, because it gives them something to talk about. Them the kind of people you got to learn how to stay away from. If you grieving and you just lost somebody in your life and people don't know how to put away their differences and come around and show you some kind of emotional support, that should let you know right then and there they don't have your best interests at heart. Those the kind of people you separate from. Those the kind of people you got to tell yourself and realize and understand, listen, you can't do nothing with them. They hate is so strong towards you. They can't even find it up or make it up in their mind to put away any little bit of a difference y'all had towards each other to come together to support you like you need. Those the kind of people you need to distance yourself away from. Stay away from people like that. You got to keep them at a distance. Because those kind of people, if they get the opportunity to, they'll backstab you, they'll cross you. Because they really don't love you. They really don't care for you like that. And we know a lot of people that in our family, or a lot of people that we associate ourselves with, or we have friends who we know really don't give a fuck about us. They done showed us. And once a person show you that they don't care about you like that, man, you got to distance yourself away from them. Them the kind of people you got to make sure that, listen, you can't get caught slipping around them. Because once you get caught slipping around them kind of people, you know your business is going to be out in the streets. They're going to be talking about you. They're going to be gossiping about you. And they're going to be mocking you. Because they live for the day to see you down. It's certain people who you know. It's certain people who I know that live for the day to see you down. To see you destroyed, discouraged. And how much more do a person got to show you that they hate you when you grieving and they don't even show you no emotional support? Man, you might just lost your sister. You might just lost your father or your grandma. You might just lost your mama. You might just lost one of your relatives or somebody close to you. And you will still get people who wouldn't even go out their way to show you some kind of emotional support and love, even when they know you need it. That's because they despise you. and they resentment and they hate is so strong towards you, it won't allow them to pick up the phone or to come hug you and tell you that they love you. Because when a person really is strongly against everything you do, or a person really don't like you or love you like you may like or love them, they heart is gonna show. I had to learn this, after I had lost a loved one in my life, and I just seen how people was just like, they wasn't, it's like they was showing everybody else love around me, but they weren't showing me no love. And they was just looking at me like, bro, you got to figure it out. And I felt that shit. I done been through some things in life to where I seen how the closest people was clapping when I was at my worst. They was smiling. They was having a party. They was having a good time by seeing me grieve or by seeing me go through challenges in my obstacle phase. And what I'm telling you is, these is the kind of people you got to remember. You got to keep your eye on them. Yeah, it might be close relatives and it might be close associates and people who you might see from time to time, but them be the kind of people you got to keep your eye on, and you got to make sure you don't get caught slipping around them. Because some people live for the day to see you at your worst. These be the same people will make up lies about you, start rumors about you. These be the same people that go out their way to steal from you if they get an opportunity. These be the same people that are smile in your face but have no love for you in their heart at all. And sometimes it's just best to have God in your corner, because most people can't be relied on. You can't rely on most people to show you some kind of emotional support. Hell, even financial support. So you got to rely on God. You don't never put all your faith and trust into no man or no woman. You put all your faith and trust into the Most High. I always tell y'all that, because man is made to disappoint you. When the going get tough, most people gonna scatter. Most people ain't gonna be nowhere to be found when the going get tough in life. You're gonna be stuck all by yourself trying to figure things out. That's why it's important to have a good connection and a good relationship with God. That way God can help you navigate easier through your shortcomings. Because people, family, certain family members, certain friends, they gonna talk about you. They gonna laugh at you. They gonna point the finger at you. So don't think just because a person is your blood that they rooting for you. Don't think just because you've been knowing somebody since the first grade that they have your best interests at heart, because I'm here to tell you that can't be no further from the truth. Don't always think that a smiling face have genuine love for you. Because sometimes a smiling face or a familiar face can be attached to a person who have a heart full of hate towards you. Family, friends, people who's close, even your kids. Ain't nobody exempt when it comes to you watching them. You got to watch everybody in life. You got to evaluate people. You got to make sure you understand where you stand with people. And if you don't feel no kind of connection, then you got to distance yourself from people if you know that the connection is not authentic and it's not pure. Anybody can get cut off with me. I'm just that kind of person. I'll cut anybody off. Especially when it comes to things like who's real and who's fake. Because I'm a real person. I'm genuine. I'm down to earth. And you will find out who really is there for you in your corner when the going get tough. When it's time for you to bury somebody. When it's time for you to take a hard loss in life. When you go through a period of time of when things look uncertain. You're going to really find out who is there for you and who you can count on. And so remember, people will abandon you from showing you emotional support because they really don't love you and care for you like that. That's why they will abandon you. Okay? They don't have your best interests at heart. That's why they will abandon you. They will see that, you grieving. They will see that you in need. Of some kind of support. And you know what's sad? It can be people who you've been there for. You can be there for people when they at their worst. And some people still won't show up when you at your worst. And you got to remember, sometimes you got to let go in life. Let go. Stop trying to be there for everybody who's not going out their way to be there for you in a time of need. All right? So I wanted to make this video because, one of my subscribers had requested for me to make this video about how family can abandon them, or how family can abandon you, how friends can abandon you when you're grieving. Sometimes they do it because they hate towards you. It's that strong. They hate you so much, they don't even know how to put away their differences even when you really need them the most. And this is why you can't count on or depend on people like you really want to, because people hold grudges. All right? So you got to make sure that you building a relationship with God, because God ain't going to disappoint you. God ain't going to disappoint you. But people not only will hate you, they will backstab you. They will make up rumors about you. And they will go out their way to lie on you just for shits and giggles. So this is why, people abandon you when you're grieving because they don't really care about your well-being like that. They showing you that you can't count on them. They don't love you like that. They don't have that love in their heart for you like you may have that love in your heart for them. They don't love you like that. If at all. And so all you can do is understand where you stand with them and keep moving forward. We can't force nobody to do nothing for us. We can't force nobody to love us. We can't force nobody to be there for us when we at our worst. We can't force for nobody to play like they happy for us when we start succeeding and accomplishing certain things. All right? So I want y'all to understand, man. Keep God first. Straight up. Because you'll be lucky to find a handful of friends who really love you, or to find a handful of relatives who have your best interests at heart. Family ain't family no more. These friends, so-called friends, they ain't friends no more. Not like they once was, not like you think they is. So you got to watch everybody in the process. And the few that you see that really do love you and connect with you, them the ones you hold on to and you build forward and move forward with. All right? So I hope that helped. God bless you. I think your name is Nisi, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you for requesting this video, because it's very important that we talk about stuff like this. And I hope everything is well with you and the family. And just keep your head up. Stay strong. You owe it to yourself to be strong. Can't nobody do that for you. All right? And so, God bless y'all. I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. 100.